What's up everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel. My name is Corey and today we had another extremely bullish day in the stock market with the triple Qs breaking out and closing at a brand new all-time high. We see the S&P 500 also at a brand new closing all-time high as well, so this is definitely still a very strong bull market. First up, let's take a look at the S&P 500 SPY ETF. So let's crack open this chart and see what's going on in the stock market today. Alright, so today was very bullish and we did see SPY going up 0.96% and closing at a brand new all-time high. Now the thing to note about today's price action is we blasted right through that resistance level at 457 and we did close above that level. So at this point, it looks like there's a no-brainer that we're going to 460 before we see the pullback. Remember, I gave the highest probability chance that we would see that pullback from 457, and while we did see a pullback, we only came back down to the 5 EMA, and now we're bouncing from there. So as you can tell, this price action is extremely bullish, and that's why I always tell you to follow the price action. The only way you're crushing this market right now is if you follow the price action. There's so much noise, and there's so much this is going to crash the market, or that's going to bring the market down, or this is going to cause a correction, that if you're listening to that noise, you're missing out on one of the strongest bull markets in history. Follow the price action and stay objective and completely block out the noise. Now with that being said, it is very likely when we get to SPY 460, we could be due for a bigger pullback. So at this point, we're going to have strong support at 453 and this gap close at 450. And we still do have very strong support right around 448 and the gap close at 447. At this point in the cycle of the market, I don't expect to see SPY closing below 447. And as you can tell, we did get the full bull trend today with that 20 simple moving average crossing back above the 50 EMA. So even if we did close below 447, we do have very strong support at 444, but I don't even think we would go as low as 444. So you have a ton of buy the dip opportunities and you really just need to watch the price action at those levels to see which level is the best buy. If you get to a support level and you start bouncing, you could jump in on the long trade and set your risk below support, or just dollar cost average on the way down as we get to those support levels. The next time we start getting a dip, the bears will say that we topped yet again, and I can't tell you how many times the bears said we've topped going all the way back to 2020. By now, I would be surprised if there's any bears left, but they will come out of hibernation every time we get a significant pullback. This is going to be a buying opportunity and it will send us for another leg higher, and we will more than likely see another brand new all-time high in the month of November. So as I've told you, with this full bull trend that we now officially have on the daily chart, you do want to buy the dip off of strong support, but you don't know exactly which support level is going to be the strongest, so you still need to watch that price action. So watch those 3 critical support levels and watch that very critical resistance above at 460. Remember, this gap way down here at 436 is not likely going to get filled until the next stock market correction, which is probably a couple of months away. So be patient on those gaps, be aware that they're there, but don't just think the market has to come crashing down to close those gaps. Also remember, the bulls take the stairs up, and while we do have low volume, that's completely to be expected in a bull market on the way up. You can tell the fact that it looks like we're taking the elevator up is because there's no sellers in this market. If this was not a bull market, there would be a lot of sellers dying to get out of their positions, and we just don't see that. As I've said time and time again, you are in a secular bull market and we're seeing strong earnings, which is going to continue to propel this market higher. There's always going to be a wall of worry and there's always going to be some companies that miss their earnings, but overall there's strong earnings across the board, and that's just enough to keep this market grinding higher. Jumping over to the triple Qs, you can see that we did break out and close at a brand new all-time high, which is always going to be bullish price action. The triple Qs closed up over 1.1% higher, and we did break out and close above that resistance level right around 382.8. So at this point, it looks like the triple Qs are going to have no trouble getting to that price target at 388. But remember, there's always the possibility you get a little bit of a false breakout, and you really want to see 2 days above this level. So right now, this is definitely one of those strong support levels, because if we bounce off that level and get another close above 383, we are definitely going up to hit that price target at 388 before we see any sizable pullback. However, if this is just a little bit of a fake out before we see the pullback now, you will want to watch these support levels at 378 and 373. I don't expect to see the triple Qs going any lower than 373 before that next leg higher, so that will be the most critical support level. If we did break below 373, we still have very strong support around 370, and you can see the triple Qs are very close to having the full bull trend, so it will be a very strong buy the dip bull market, which we already know that we're in, but it's just more confirmation that we're getting the daily bull trend as well. So time and time again, I continue to say this is a strong bull market. So don't bother trying to call a top and don't bother trying to short, because shorting a bull market is extremely difficult to do. And unless you're the best short seller in the world, I wouldn't even bother with short selling a bull market. Jumping over to the Dow Jones, we were up 0.65% today, and we did see the Dow Jones getting a strong bounce off of that support level at 355. And now we're back above that resistance level at 356.5. At this point, we have the Dow Jones in the full bull trend, and it looks like we should have no trouble getting to that price target at 360. And if we break above that, your next price target is at 365. So across the board in the indices, we have bullish trending and we have very bullish price action, breaking out to new all-time highs and blasting through resistance levels. That's what you see in a secular bull market, and that's exactly what we're witnessing in the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. To the downside, look for support at 356.5, 355, and the strongest support will be 351. In the Russell 2000, we had a very bullish day today, going up about 2%, and we did get that very bullish bounce off the 50 EMA, which I did tell you to expect because we did have the full bull trend. Remember, anytime you have the full bull trend, you want to buy off critical support, and the most critical support levels in any bull trend will be your 20 simple moving average and your 50 EMA, and we were sitting right on top of both, so we had very strong support at that level. On top of that, we were sitting right on top of the open gap, which was another support level, and we know the bears were probably assuming that gap would close, so there's very likely people trying to short into that gap, and they very likely did get short squeezed today. So we were going up on higher volume, which some of that was likely shorts getting squeezed out of the small caps, and now we see the price action blasting back above 227 and closing back above all the moving averages. So the Russell 2000 is looking full bull at these levels. We just need to wait for that final confirmation of the break back above 229, and then we'll have our second close above that level, and then we really should see the Russell 2000 blasting off and start running towards 238. Remember, on the way to that new all-time high, we will have resistance at 232 and 234, and your most critical support level is down here right around 223.6. On the Arkk ETF, we were up 2.6% today, and just like with the small caps, we did see a very strong bounce today, and we continue to see Arkk developing some bullish trending. The price action's back above all the moving averages, and we do have positive slopes on all of our moving averages, so we're definitely getting some bullish trending. Watch downside support at 120, and your critical support level is 117, and below that we could come back down to about 115.5 and still maintain the bullish price action. Overall, to stay the most bullish as possible, we want to see Arkk staying above 117, so watch for that strong support. To the upside, look for resistance at 123, 126, and 128. On the VIX, we were down 2.77%, and we see the VIX getting rejected about where we would expect to see it at our resistance trend line right around 17. So right now, the question is the VIX going to get crushed back down towards 14? And tomorrow is VIX Crush Friday, so I would not be surprised to start seeing that. We have the full bear trend on the daily chart, and the price action is below the moving averages, except for the 5 EMA. So watch that VIX, because if it's staying below 18.2, you want to buy the dip in the full bull trend, and you still want to stay on the bull. If we see the VIX spiking back above 20, that's your early warning sign. It could be a deeper pullback that could turn into a stock market correction. So watch those critical levels, but right now the VIX is telling us to stay bullish. On Bitcoin, we're currently up over 3.8%, and we see Bitcoin maintaining the bullish price action and maintaining the full bull trend. The price action did bounce about right where we expected, around 58,000, and now we're back above all the moving averages, and we have not yet lost the full bull trend. So this looks like a pullback from our resistance level at 67,000, and we're now expecting to see Bitcoin to try to get back on the bull and break back above 63,000, close above 67,000, and start running to our price target at 75,000. I think when we get to 75,000, we could see another major pullback, so watch that critical resistance level, but remember to not look too far ahead. We need to close above 63,000, and that will significantly increase the probability we're going to break out to that new all-time high price. If we start breaking down below support, watch critical support at 54,000, and below that we could see Bitcoin lose the bull trend. Right now we're going up on increasing volume, so it's still looking incredibly bullish, and I don't see any concerns in Bitcoin at this time. On Amazon stock, we were up 1.59% today, but we did get rejected at one of the most ugliest places you could imagine, which is 34.52, so we now have to worry about a potential double top. If we come back down and we get rejected from resistance and break below this neckline at 33.11, you have a confirmed double top that's going to take us back down to 31.85 or 31.36. So you can't really get bullish on Amazon until we get a decisive break back above 34.52. So don't get bullish on Amazon unless we break above that level. If we break above that level, we're very likely going for that gap fill at 35.80, but don't jump the gun, wait for the confirmation of the breakout. To the downside, we should have support around 3,400, 3,372, and the strong support level at 3,311. And if we break 3,311, we're more than likely going to 3,185 or 3,136. On Tesla stock, we were up 3.78% today, and we still see Tesla looking incredibly bullish. Remember, all of the bears are looking at this gap down here at 910 and thinking that Tesla is just going to come crashing back down, and that is not what we're seeing. Remember that those gaps are there for good reason, because we saw a lot of bullish buying pressure, and if you're following price action, you can't get overly bearish when you're seeing a lot of bulls buying the dip. We're seeing Tesla getting bought up like crazy, and we continue to form new closing all-time highs. More than likely, we're going to bull flag from here, and don't forget, these gaps will likely get filled, but we have no idea when. They might get filled next week, or they might get filled next year. We just don't know. So to the upside, look for that break above 1080, because above 1080, we should have a quick trip to 1200, and you're going to see even more blow off top in Tesla. If we get rejected at resistance, we could still find support right around 1000, because that is our triangle that we're paying attention to, and it is still in our bull flag pattern. If we break below 1000, look for support at 962 or the gap close at 910, and we do have support around 900. As you can see, this 20 simple moving average continues to climb, and the longer Tesla goes sideways, the more time we have for this 20 simple moving average to catch up to the price and offer support. So Tesla still looks extremely bullish with both price action and trend, so don't be looking at Tesla getting bearish just because it's going higher. That's a rookie mistake, and the price action is saying be bullish on Tesla, even though I don't suggest chasing at these levels if you don't already own this stock. If you already own this stock, stay in for the wild ride because it's looking very good and we could continue to go higher. On Apple stock, we had a very bullish day today with Apple breaking out and closing 2.5% higher, and we did break two critical resistance levels. We saw Apple breaking out above our resistance trend line at 150.7 and closing above the breakout level at 151.2. We did have a very bullish looking candle today, but we did have Apple report earnings after the bell, so we need to see if this price action can hold up going into tomorrow. As long as Apple is staying above 148 and the critical support at 146, we should continue to see this bull rally go on. Right now, I assume that Apple is going to make new all-time highs, because looking at the rest of the broad stock market, it looks like the stock market is breaking out and we're seeing new all-time highs. And with Apple as our market moving stock, there's no reason to believe Apple is not going to follow suit. So look for strong support levels on Apple at 148 and 146, and below 146, we can still find support at 145 and still stay bullish. We're very close to having the full bull trend, and the price action is looking extremely bullish, lasting right through resistance after forming a really nice looking bull flag. So if we do continue to break out, we're looking at a previous all-time high price of 157 and a brand new all-time high price of 162. On the financial sector, we were up 1.23% today with the price action back above all the moving averages, and we still do have the very strong bull trend. The industrial sector was up 1.31% today with the price action back above all the moving averages, and we're only one day away from having the full bull trend. The healthcare sector was up 0.84% today with bullish price action, and we do see that a lot of bullish momentum is building up in the trend as well. The energy sector was up 0.71% today, and we still see bullish price action and a very strong bull trend. So jumping back over to the S&P 500, we can see this bull market is incredibly strong, and there's no signs that it's going to slow down anytime soon. Any pullback is a buying opportunity because we have the full bull trend, and you do want to look at these critical support levels. There's no telling how much of a dip we're going to get before we go up to another brand new all-time high, so watch the price action and look for a positive bounce off support. When you're in a bull market this strong, the last thing you want to do is get nervous just because we're going higher. By definition, bull markets make brand new all-time highs and continue to do so. Don't look at brand new all-time highs as bearish, look at them as bullish, and then just make sure you don't chase something that you missed. Get in at support and enjoy the bull market while it lasts, because eventually we will be due for another stock market correction. Also, don't forget that I do have my own trade alert service called BANC Trade Alerts that only trades TQQQs, and I'm currently running a 50% off promotion code for your first month, so now could be the best time to try BANC Trade Alerts. You can find out all the details and how to join by clicking on the link in the description below. I also have the Stocks Channel Discord where I do intraday updates and analysis, and we are absolutely crushing this market. If you're interested in joining the Stocks Channel Trading Discord community, you can find out how to join by clicking on the link in the description of the video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market, and as always, I will see you in the next episode.